Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. XRP started running again this morning within the last 45 minutes or so. By the way, at the time I'm recording this, in case you're curious, I'll note, it is 4:57 a.m. Central Time, which is my time zone. So it is now Tuesday, December 17th, 2024. XRP at $2.64. And it started running about 4:10 a.m. Ran up to $2.68, which is very close to a key level, which I'll be highlighting a little bit later in this video. And it's pulled back slightly, so since then, $2.64. But so I don't know. Stuff happens fast in crypto. Who knows if by the time I get this uploaded and you're watching it, could have tanked back down, or maybe it's blazing to the upside. I never pretend to know in the short term. I just have the strong conviction that big picture, yes, number go up. So we'll see here, but it sure as hell is exciting to be tracking this because we're in a bull market. So even though there are, of course, pullbacks in the short term, since we're in this bull market, I think it's a virtual inevitability that XRP is going to hit that new all-time high. It's just a question of when. So I'm going to share with you perspective from a bunch of different chart analysts. I don't even know how many. I don't know if it's like 8 or 9 maybe in this video, including one who is predicting that the price of XRP is going to be, and this is his base case, he thinks it could be higher, but he's predicting that it's going to be $5 between now and the end of the year. So we'll see. It's plausible. It's kind of risky for an analyst to give such a short time frame like that. But given we're in a bull run, the odds are much greater than having a very short time frame if you're at like the depths of a bear market where we're in accumulation mode. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Now, Bitcoin, it did hit yet another all-time high just last night. It went as high as $107,644, down slightly now, $107,159. Wait for this bad boy to break higher with even stronger conviction, and eventually you're going to see alts go freaking crazy. Well, that's certainly the expectation from pretty much all of the reputable chart analysts that I follow anyway. Here's a post from Chart Analyst Mustache. The chart on your screen is the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, and this is going back towards the end of 2017. And here's what he noted. Hashtag altcoins. You're facing the biggest altcoin run in at least 4 years, probably more like 8, as everything reminds me of 2018. Every dip is meant to shake you out. Don't forget that. Generational wealth is possible with alts in the next months, in my opinion. Yeah, so there are certainly tons of people, I'm sure many listening right now, who have been here and accumulating, patiently waiting, enduring all of the ups and downs that crypto brings. And I'm willing to bet that a lot of you listening, by the time this alt season is done, if it's what we think it's going to be, a lot of you are probably going to not have to worry about money ever again. Because that is the reality of investing in crypto historically, and it certainly has been true up to this point. For those that participate, who actually look into it and get past the initial skepticism that we all have when we start looking into it, you'll learn, wow, this actually is here to stay. Now, there is wild speculation. There's all sorts of crazy rug pulls. There are scams in the space, obviously. But there's also genuine value. And that's why for over 15 years this asset class has existed. The bubble inflates and it pops, but it doesn't go away. If something's crap or a scam, it can have a bubble and then it inflates, but then when it pops, it never comes back. But you can have markets that are, of course, going to stay, and then you have bubbles that inflate, and then they pop and they come back. You can think about the dot-com boom and bust. It didn't mean that the internet or the stock market was a scam around the year 2000 just because a bubble inflated. It didn't mean that real estate was a scam when we had the housing crisis with the great financial crisis in 2008. No, it was a bubble, and it popped, and it deflated, and then markets go back to the upside. And so very obviously it's here to stay. But I've seen tons of analysts note that what we're seeing right now looks way more like the cycle in 2017 as opposed to what happened just several years ago. And I hope that's the case, because 2017, pretty much everything took off and it was completely bananas. 2021 was fun, don't get me wrong, but 2017 was way more awesomer, if I may. Here's a post from Charting Guy, and this is interesting. I'll note that he posted this yesterday morning, 10:40 a.m. Central Time, December 16th. And he's talking about XRP. He said, watch daily relative strength index for a bullish cross or rejection sometime soon. This will determine how the next few weeks go. Either we make the next leg up and send to new all-time high, or choppy consolidation continues for a little bit, and then we get all-time high later. Either way, New all-time high on the way, in my opinion. Yeah. So this is what I keep seeing from all the analysts I follow. All-time high no matter what. It's a question of what happens in the short term, which is fun for conversation. In the end, it's not going to matter. I think we're going to get it regardless. But again, he said that that's 10:40 a.m. Central Time, and I've come across multiple analysts who've been saying, no, it's breakout time. And that's based on data that he didn't quite have at the time. For instance, so again, he was talking about relative strength index. Well, take a look at this. This is from Dark Defender. He shared this XRP USD chart, and all he wrote was, hi there, incoming, with a couple hashtags. And you can see at the bottom here, so he drew his own trend line. This is not Charting Guy's trend line, obviously. But Dark Defender drew this, and he's noting, hey, relative strength index, look at this, burst to the upside. He's also noting that on the XRP USD chart right here, it's broken out of this triangle. He says that's what he wrote. Clear breakout in 4-hour frame. That's what he wrote on this graphic right here. He's not the only one that had been noting that, though. And by the way, that was in the afternoon at 3:13 p.m. So, close to almost 5 hours after Charting Guy. He's like, yeah, this is incoming. He was warning that literally yesterday afternoon. Then, just several hours or so ago, chart analyst Stefan Crypto wrote this and this is 12:33 a.m. Central Time, today, this morning. XRP breakout confirmed, technical target $4.90. And so he shared something very similar here, showing XRP breaking above this particular trend line. And for him anyway, we'll see what happens. These are just I'm just sharing diverse viewpoints from all these analysts who all agreed that yes, XRP was going to run this market cycle. So they at least all of them got that right. I'll tell you that. He's thinking that this is the indicator, yeah, that it is going to run. So he seems to have that level of optimism. And at the time, when he posted this just several hours ago, XRP was $2.50. So take it for what it's worth. He also shared this an hour after that, roughly. At 1:33 a.m. Central Time, Stephan's Crypto shared this chart, XRP. And he said, with the 4-hour Bollinger Bands at extreme tightness, a breakout was inevitable. The move has now begun for XRP. So I don't make price predictions. I'm just sharing with you, again, diverse viewpoints here, but I'm just noting that there are multiple analysts that think this is it. I don't know if that's correct. We'll find out together, but there are at least a few. I wouldn't say most, but I've just noticed from a few of the analysts, and I follow a ton of analysts, a few of them have been bold enough to say they think this is it. I don't know if they're jumping the gun on this. It's not most of the analysts that I follow saying this, but also there have been some recent developments even over the last several hours. So let's see what more analysts think tomorrow. But if it happens, that they credit to them if they're right. Here's a post from Cointelegraph. I'll just be brief with this. It's just amazing to see because the Cointelegraph, they're one of the most well-known and for most people in crypto, I'd say respected. I'm not really thrilled with how they treat XRP, but they have been writing FUD articles for XRP for about a decade at this point. I can't remember exactly when they were founded. It was well before I was in crypto. And they just endlessly writing crap. It doesn't mean everything's bad. It doesn't mean everything's biased. It doesn't mean every person that writes for them has XRP derangement syndrome. But I've really noticed this trend from Cointelegraph, and it's pretty bad. And so that's why to see what they wrote here, acknowledging that XRP could and likely will go way, way, way higher price, it's nice to see. That. Just look at, I'm not going to read this whole post, but look at this. He said, need to catch up on the news. Here's our top 10 from today. I'll just read this one. XRP price chart bull flag targets $15 despite consolidation phase. You'll love to see it. And of course, the fact that any cryptocurrency has to consolidate, yes, duh, all of them do. So that's not some sort of negative. The fact that XRP has taken a breather the last couple weeks, totally normal. Bitcoin does that too when it goes on runs. It goes on, it goes into these phases where it just consolidates. You got to expect that. Doesn't mean the party's over. There's this post last night from chart analyst Dr. Magic, and this is a Bitcoin chart here. And I want to highlight this because Bitcoin does, of course, lead the way here. He says, first daily close above this key moving average I have been talking about for a while. Let's see if we can stay above it. Plan remains the same. Upper limit of this channel is a magnet. And so that looks like he's getting close to maybe upwards around $140,000. If that happens, that could provide enough juice for, Ethereum, for example, to get closer to $10,000. I'm not making the prediction, but I'm just saying, I've seen all sorts of analysts point this out. And if XRP is going to jockey for that number 2 spot, if it's going to get even close to that, if ETH runs that high, then you would be talking about $20 XRP. So I'm just saying, if ETH can get that high, don't think for a second it's impossible for XRP, even this market cycle. There's also this post from Chart Analyst Credible Crypto, and I kind of got a kick out of this. Now, he is very bullish on XRP, and he has been throughout the bear market. He's been with us as the toxic Bitcoin maximalists out there have been screaming that XRP is going to zero and that it shouldn't be in people's portfolios, all that stupid-ass crap that they say with their stupid face holes. That is very obviously wrong, provably so at this point. So he's been with us through all of this, and he is absolutely expecting some monstrous numbers for XRP. And he shared this this GIF here. Here, I'll even hit play on it for you. That's good old Leo DiCaprio there, and I think that's from the movie The Great Gatsby, if I'm not mistaken. It's distracting. I'm going to turn it off now. But anyway, it's the one, if you're not looking, it's the one where he's holding the glass and kind of smiling with fireworks in the background. You've probably seen it. I think everybody's seen it. But here's what he wrote, and this is this morning at 1:59 a.m. So just slightly over 3 hours ago, as of the time I'm recording this anyway. He says, "This is my favorite GIF. And so I will be retweeting it for every $1 increment that XRP climbs above $2, starting with $3. I love that. At current price, and this is just a few hours ago, $2.52 as he posted this. And his target here, he's not shy about it. His target for XRP this cycle, $20 to $30. Yup. I don't know if it's going to happen, but it's not crazy. It just isn't crazy. This happens in crypto. XRP is sufficiently positioned in a way that as long as enough money flows in the space, yes. And if these analysts that are talking about this cycle looking more like 2017 are right, then yeah, then it's way more likely than not that we'll see something like that. And that's the reason that I keep sharing various posts from chart analysts where they are saying, guys, this is giving me vibes from like 2017. Here's a post from chart analyst Crypto Insight UK, and this was a poll, which I did participate in here, but I need to explain. So he simply wrote, XRP price Christmas Day. So people could respond. He got over 2,000 votes, which is a nice sample size. And so you could vote that either XRP is going to be less than $2, or it'll be $2 to $3, or $3.30 actually, or $3.30 to $5, or greater than $5. And so I looked at that, and you can't see the results unless you vote. So I clicked on one, but just to be clear, I'm not saying that I have strong conviction this is going to happen. I just had to pick something. Okay, so I clicked on $3.30 to $5, trying to be a bit of an optimist, so at least it would be above all-time high. But I do not have strong conviction about what's going to happen in the very short term. I do have strong conviction about XRP this cycle hitting a new all-time high and entering price discovery. Yes. So don't take that the wrong way. Just because I clicked on that, it doesn't mean anything. Okay. Now that that's said, yes. So you can see that 8.3% are expecting XRP to be below $2 on Christmas Day. 35.9% are voted that XRP will be between $2 and $3.30. 30.2% responded it'll be between $3.30 and $5, and I'm one of those. And then XRP on Christmas Day above $5, 25.6% of everybody. So either way, people are feeling mostly pretty damn bullish, except for this bump on a log, 8.3% negative individuals out there. You know who you are if you're watching this. And so here's what Crypto Insight UK said after you got the results of the poll. He said, people asking my thoughts on this. I think $5-ish between now and New Year, then January through March, double digits. Could be wrong, but they're my thoughts. Okay, I think that's fair enough. He's bold enough to share what he actually expects to happen here. That's pretty reasonable. And lots of analysts do think that we're going to be seeing double digits much sooner than later. And he was also asked about, wait a minute, you said that you were expecting perhaps $8 before the year's out, or maybe by Christmas. Actually, I think it's right here. And, yeah, here he goes. He said, I don't think it's out of the question, the $8 thing by Christmas. But this is my base case. So he's saying base case $5, but could potentially, even on Christmas Day, if we really have a run, get up to $8. That is 8 days away. But see, crypto happens fast though, so it's not crazy. Chart analyst Bobby A responded to all of this, and he said, I'm thinking, so this is his expectations for XRP. I think between $4.50 to $5.25. So he's talking about Christmas Day here, 8 days from now. He says, then a significant sell-off, then blow-off into $8 to $13 with possible exhaustive wicks into the 20s, meaning $20 plus. So he thinks that would be short-lived if it gets up to $20. And we could be right if it does get that high. Either way, this is going to result, if this happens, this is going to result in a ton of people forever their lives changed with life-changing wealth. And that is absolutely what's possible in crypto. There's also this post from chart analyst Dr. Magic, and he said, have been posting a lot about $8-ish being the next local top for XRP, and the more I look at it, the more I find more data supporting this. When it comes, I will look at what phase Bitcoin is to decide if it's a local or a major top. And then some about XRP there. So he does believe XRP is at least going to get up to $8, but he wants to see what Bitcoin does before forming a strong perspective about whether that would be the peak for the cycle or if it runs way, way, way higher. And he has acknowledged that the XRP very well could go into double digits. There's also this post in the afternoon yesterday from chart analyst Dom, XRP here, and he said, we hit resistance around $2.56 and have not been able to sustain well. Bitcoin and ETH are sucking liquidity out of the rest of the market as they push higher. Gray box must hold or else this becomes a bearish setup. And so what he's talking about here is, somewhere around a little above $2.40, maybe $2.44 on the low end, $2.42, something like that. So that's what he was saying. Hey, it's important to hold. Now, again, mind you, this was a good, over 15 hours ago when he posted this. And so we have the benefit of additional information now that a little bit more time has passed. And XRP, at least at the time I started recording this, was moving to the upside and hitting a key level that he's noting as a resistance, or getting close anyway. He says that the level of the flip here is $2.70. So we can see where it is now. Yeah, now as I record this, wrapping up the video here, $2.65, and it got as high as $2.68. So if Dom's saying, hey, the level we got to flip is $2.70, that's his opinion. Look, I've seen all sorts of analysts cite levels around there. Some have said it's more like $2.60. So you're going to find disparity, but from one analyst to another. But roughly in this range, if you can get above it, lots of analysts are thinking, yeah, then you go. And then there's really not much. Some have cited like maybe $2.90 could be a little bit of resistance. And then there's nothing insane. And then after that, really just you run up to all-time high. Because there's not a ton of people trying to sell their XRP at those particular levels. So then if you have enough demand, it just pushes it up like ridiculously fast. If there's nobody that's trying to sell, and then you're in a hot market and new people are coming in, everything's going crazy, yeah, you push up the price level very, very, very quickly if there's crazy impact from the demand side, which is what happens in bull runs, which is why there is this opportunity. So anyway, we'll keep watching this. I'll check with you guys a little bit later today, but this is a freaking exciting time. And I don't know what the price is going to be of XRP on Christmas. I don't make the price predictions. I don't. So sorry I'm out on that. But if you'd care to make a price prediction just for fun, I won't beat you over the head with it if you're wrong. But if you want to have fun and just for the sake of it, feel free to make a prediction and post in the comment section below. But you can see the levels of optimism. And get all of these analysts, every single one that I'm highlighting here, they all called for XRP to go on this bull run in the face of all sorts of toxic Bitcoin maximalists, these idiot chart analysts who said it was never going to happen. So I'm going to listen to these guys before I go back to the other ones. And it's funny, they couldn't call that XRP was going to go to the upside. And then if you look at what those idiot analysts are saying now, they're like, well, that was it. The cycle's over for XRP. It's going to go back down. Oh, really? So you couldn't sniff out that this thing was about to go berserk because it had consolidated for almost 7 years. But now you're right on this one, though. This was the peak here, at $2.90 a cycle. Oh, okay. Thank you for nothing. Freaking idiot sticks. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say, all right? That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.